I truly believe that no matter if you're a new player, returning player, or a veteran player, you need to watch this video. It gives you the idea of how to approach things, how to, set your mindset in a positive way. The video I'm talking about is from the one and only Cool Guy. Obviously, the link to this video, to the original video, will be in the description. This guy makes phenomenal content in general. I really like his content, and this has to be one of the most amazing videos he's ever made. So the video is called Destiny 2. We need to talk about being bad, being a dad, and getting good.
For the last video of the year, I do want to talk about an important topic to me, a discussion here, and I've been kind of having an issue making this video because I want to get some things out. I mean, we've been playing Destiny, a lot of us have been for 7 years, and I feel pretty confident that if you're playing Destiny, watching this video, you love the game in some fashion. There's no getting around that. You're interested.
True.
It's your hobby. It's a shared passion that we all have. So with the title here, I do want to talk about being bad, being a dad, and getting good. There are a lot of players in Destiny, and you have to remember some play as a hobby, a way to get away. There's a lot of things going on in the world. Some can play 10 hours a day, some 2 hours a week. We all have different things going on, different backgrounds, different skills, but one thing is the same, this shared passion. There are two sides that I want to really talk about in this video. And with those two sides, there's going to be some hard to swallow pills. But in the end, we need to be better to each other. I'm pretty sure over the years, and it could have been as recent as today, that you've seen some nasty messages. Could be Twitter, in-game, Reddit, wherever. But it's not just messages. It's an attitude, a mindset. Even if anything isn't actually said, it's a mindset. So this video is going to be about toxicity. And I'm focusing on the Crucible here, but it spreads across the entire game. PvP-wise, again, there are two main sides that I want to point out a couple things to. A reminder of what's going on here. The first side, and the side I'm probably going to spend the majority of the video on, the meta players.
The meta
Steps,
players,
Stompies, Dunes, Hand Cannon, Shotgun, Sniper, meta SMGs, and so on. Usually they're in groups. They like to talk when they're stacked with their friends that are doing the same exact thing. They love to talk then. I'll get into that more in a moment. Now, the second side, off meta. Bows, some pulses, scouts, using ability builds, maybe going for one punch, liar's handshake, sunbracers, getaway artist, arc buddy, many more. Usually these are solo players. As you would imagine, for years, each side gets mad at the other for simply playing the game the way that they want to play it. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Because the fun fact...
I'm going to stop it right there. Because he brings up a phenomenal point, right? The whole community, especially those that use those extremely sweaty loadouts, tend to send out some really messed up messages to people that run off meta shit, right? And don't get me wrong, in my opinion, like if somebody sends you like, ha ha ha, you lost, whatever, that's fine, right? Like that's the part of the game. That's the name of the game. Like if you're going online, you have your messages open and all that stuff, you will from time to time get those kind of messages. Those are okay. I don't see a problem with that, right? But when it gets really dark and people tell each other, go kill yourself, do this, you're trash, ha ha ha, like delete the game, you shouldn't even be playing, go, do this, do that, whatever it is. I've gotten a bunch of messages from people, man, that are going through shit on a personal level. And when they hop into the game, they just want to chill. They just want to enjoy, man. They just want to relax. And I feel like some people are in a very, very dark place to the point that a message like that, unfortunately, can mess your mind up further, which is never a good thing. So I feel like no matter who's using what, it's a freaking video game, and that's how it should be treated. And if you want to send somebody, hey man, you lost, ha ha ha, whatever, that's fine. But don't go further than that. You know what I mean? Because words have power, and I feel like especially the younger generation doesn't really know this that much, or should I say, even people that are 40 and above sometimes can be absolutely acting like 11-year-olds. So let's just continue here real quick.
The reality, you don't need to apologize for what you're using. And I want to stress that today. It's not about what you're using, it's about what you're saying. And it starts with that initial message. It gets sent, it goes on, and the other claps back. We get it. But each side isn't wrong for their weapon usage. There's no underground gentleman's agreement. The meta crowd wants to win, and you can't fault them for that.
No.
The non-meta crowd wants to explore the game. There are no rules, and these two sides collide daily. But when it goes too far, one side's telling the other to get good, trying to make them feel bad. LOL, you're a dad, using that pulse, or you're trash. All you do is stay in the back, but the other side calls them out for using the meta, sends nasty messages the other way. I first want to start with the meta crowd. And again, this is the majority of the video. I get it. It's like using anything that's hot in Call of Duty or Battlefield, any game. The best weapons, the best gear, all the time, no mercy. But there's something that you guys need to remember. First of all, not everyone plays the same game you play. There's a version of Destiny that you enjoy that others don't really care to take part in. And when things go south for you, and you start to spew all those nasty messages, looking down at other players, trying to take that joy away from them. Destiny's a very big game with a very big sandbox. You have found and you are using the most lethal loadouts in the game because that's Destiny to you. But that loadout, you need to remember. As an example, hand 100%. Cannons, they have been proven to be one of the most forgiving weapons in the entire game. Huge aim assist cone. At 0 aim assist, it's 2.5 degrees, and at 100 aim assist, it's a full 3 degrees. These things are shooting cannonballs and hitting gratuitous headshots, while other weapons are just using regular bullets. In Iceland reviews, people are talking about how easy it is to get to 100 aim assist. Like, that's where we're at. Oh, moving target, it gets the aim assist to 95, then targeting here, an adjuster there. It's at 100. You want 100. That's where we're at. The most popular lethal weapons are popular for a good reason. They're easy to win with, in comparison. But if that isn't good 100%. Enough, then there's the best available shotguns in the game. Chaperone's the furthest, and we have Fellwinter, the greatest of each archetype. And just in case some dad gets the best of you, now you've got your stompies, the steps, the dunes, and you can pay close attention. A lot of the time, Destiny players are just trying to get within 15 meters of each other to show that knee slide movement skill gap. But here's what I want to point out. It's something that I just don't get. This is the easiest, most lethal loadout in the game. When you get outplayed, and you're going to get outplayed. Remember, there's another human being on the other side who enjoys a different Destiny, and they just celebrated taking you out. So then you get a little upset, you start sending some messages to those players, trying to bring them down. They're not using what you're using, and you're just trying to ruin their moment. Ruin their day. It's kind of mind-boggling. And just a recap. Like, listen to these words. Look at it on paper. Imagine using a 100 aim assist hand cannon, the longest hitting shotgun, high stats all around, tight all together with free movement, just juiced and jacked to the core. Then messaging someone after they beat you, hey, you're trash. Does that just sound off? What world are we in?
Yes, that's what I've been saying all this time, chat. It doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense. People that are running meta 24/7, first of all, I want to make this clear. I have nothing against people that run anything they want. If you want to run triple shotguns, you do that. Whatever weapons you want to run, I will play against you. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. You will not get a hate message from me. Whatever. I'm past that. I don't care about that. I'm just gonna enjoy the game. But to message other people that are using, let's say, a legendary bow, and you're like out of your mind geared up with the best of the best setups, and then you lose to a legendary bow setup and you're calling him trash, that literally makes no sense. There's no logic behind it. Now, this doesn't mean that whoever is running meta is a bad person or a bad player or whatever. No. That's the thing for any game. If there's something that is dominant, everybody tries to use what is dominant to get, the advantages, to get those easier kills, and that's fine. That's always been the case in gaming. I don't know why people are surprised about that. But the thing is, in Destiny 2's community, it's a bit different because people tend to send hate mail to other players who just don't want to play the meta. I don't use bows because I want to win 24/7. I use bows because I love the way they feel. That's the reality of it. I have more kills with my legendary bows than I have with Le Monarch, and that's because I truly love using them. It's just, in any other game, when there's a bow, I always grab it and I'm like, holy shit, I love to use this weapon, right? And I don't think for a bow or for Jotun, whatever you're using, you should be getting hate. Now, once again, do I give a shit? No, zero shit's given. I don't care. Like, if you send me a message, I'm going to send you a GG and I'll move on, okay? For me, it's just the game that I enjoy playing with my community and making content on. That's about it. But some people are not that way. They take everything a bit too close to the heart and then go through a lot of shit. So that's why I think it's messed up. So let's continue now.
In plain terms, on an extreme, it's like going to a pool hall with a $1,000 pool cue and your opponent is using a broomstick. They're not really equipped at all for the game that you're playing. But a skillful player will sit you down with that broomstick.
100%.
You should be winning with what you're using. And when you do get one shot by a Monarch, or one shot body shot by a sniper, don't get mad at them for doing that. They built into that, just like how you built into the best. Look at any of my reviews, god rolls are only what you make them. The same with builds. To you non-meta players, don't think that you're not responsible for a lot of this as well. Remember, really realize what you're doing. On paper, you're supposed to lose. I think we can all understand wanting to win. That's exactly what the meta players are doing. You can't fault them for that. All around balance is going to be up to Bungie. So if it's in the game, it's fair game. That goes both ways. If you're using a sidearm at a trace rifle, you can't have the Pikachu surprise face meme when you get outgunned. You're choosing to use a broomstick on the pool table. It's something that you signed up for. So there's no real reason to message them after. The sweet victory of, let's say, a one-shot throwing hammer is going to be quite enough. So yeah, this side isn't free of it. You guys also need to do a little bit better as well. They're allowed to have their game
100%.
The same way, so you're allowed to have yours. In gaming, competitive nature does come into play, and I can understand reaching player growth potential as far as skill, wanting to do better, improving, but do not take your lack of improvement out on anyone. That's a you thing, and I'm telling you right now, once you self-reflect, that's where the true growth comes from. Your mistakes, 100%. What you did, not...
Well, we've talked about this too in our community, right? Unless you start looking at yourself as a player and fixing the mistakes. That's why I created that video, the mindset of a champion. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to look at yourself from the side and be like, am I complaining too much? Because maybe I should be just fixing shit instead of saying, oh, you know what? He killed me from like this and that, and he did this and that. Maybe instead of that, you're positioning wrong. You're pushing into aggressive. You don't have distance control to the point that it will get you out of those situations. There's a lot of factors, and a lot of people don't really like to take the time to reflect, right? They don't like to look at their gameplay and go like, yes, he killed me, but that's not because he's using an overpowered gun. That's because I played stupid and I could have played smarter and outplayed him if I did. Like, once you get into that mindset of fixing yourself and trying to better yourself with every game, you will see that you are getting better at the game, right? But a lot of people don't do that. They just sit and complain all day long. And I've played with these people that always, oh, you know, they die and oh, I can't believe this, and oh my god, I can't believe that, and there was a meteor flying at me and I couldn't. This is bullshit, okay? It is bullshit. Some people just never get better because they never acknowledge the shit and the mistakes that they make. That's just the truth. And if you have the mindset to understand that, you will get much better in a very short amount of time. But if you don't, you'll have to work on that further, because trust me, that is the key to becoming a better player.
What they did. And for those at the back, the build didn't beat you. That weapon didn't beat you. The sweat didn't beat you. Another human beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
The same goes for M&K versus controller. Just all these topics throughout the years. Who cares? For whatever reason, people are still trying to make Destiny the most non-competitive game ever made, the most competitive game ever made. Because honestly...
You heard what he said there. That's what I say all the time. This is not a competitive game, man. And the only people that say that Destiny 2 is a competitive game are the people who are either very bad at true competitive games or haven't played competitive games. Like, there is no way you've played Apex Legends and then you come to Destiny and you go, holy shit, this is a competitive game. No. And trust me, I've played tons of Apex Legends, okay? We played hours and hours for months, and I absolutely love that game. And that is a competitive game. This is a game that you hop in and you just have as much as fun as possible. But unfortunately, we have lost that because of all the crazy people that all they think about is their KD, bro. Where's the KD? Are you a 13.5? Are you a 13.5? No? What's your KD? Tell me your KD right now, please. What's your KD? Huh? It's all about the KD. And it really isn't. It's about having fun and creating cool memories. That's what it's all about. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like the pussy mentality either. Like, if you can't take a few harsh words from people like, oh, you know what? Get good. And you lose your shit when somebody messages you, get good. Once again, you got to work on yourself too. Like, you can't let that affect you that much. What I am against is going to the dark places and sending people the dark shit. That's messed up. And we need to fix that as a community, man.
I am happy for that crowd. They find joy in that. But guys, if you get that way, that mindset, keep that toxic mindset way over there. Because from a pure competitive standpoint, Destiny has never been supported for esports.
No.
And if you're truly gifted, or
Yes,
if you
that's
think you
so
are
true.
at least, you need to go play Halo. You need to go play COD, go play Apex.
There
That's
we
where
go.
you should be. Here's what I think.
This man-
As the years have gone
like this man.
that Destiny
like him.
sweat scene, it slowly declined. And it might be surprising to you, but I am very happy to say that I am glad that it's declined. I cannot think of one good thing the sweat scene has brought to Destiny. Not one thing. Just negativity, toxicity, and egos. And I also think that when it started, very bad leaders were in place to oversee it. Even now, very few are welcoming. I'm still trying to look around and try to find a face of someone out there who can build that community in a competitive Destiny scene. But it just hasn't been there. I do hope someone can turn it around because that mindset started then and it never went away. I've said it in a previous video. If Destiny ever goes full-blown MLG, I will be there in the first row to cheer you on. But it's not, and never at the expense to the rest of us. The majority of players in Destiny PvP play 6v6, then a small portion 3v3 trials, then an even smaller portion regular 3v3. And after that, even smaller is custom 3v3. The core player base does not care about sweat rules. No one cares about banned exotics. That is not the game that we're playing. That is not the sandbox that we're in. That's not the universe we enjoy. If it's in the game, it's fair play. People
agree.
can and should use whatever they want.
100%.
Aim assist here, shadow dive there, OEM, dunes, bows, all of it. But when you get outplayed,
Whoa. Cool guy. I like you and all, but can we skip the shadow dive part? Like I have horrible memories. Okay, let's just skip it. Let's just move on. Okay, thank you.
maybe ask that player that smacked you around a little bit with that sidearm how they made that build, what they're doing. Learn a little bit, grow a little bit. Because we can all establish that Destiny is just full of cheesy things. But it's a very fun game that has a ton to offer to all of us. So no matter what you use what you want. But the toxic messages, they need to stop, man. What I've been waiting for is some sort of scenario where a tried and true Stompy main is paired up with a tried and true top tree Dawnblade main.
I like it.
They go out and find a Monarch hand cannon quick swap main.
Whoa, right
They go
here.
play some games and slay out. That is what Destiny is all about. That diversity, the little bits of expression, the challenges that we choose to create for ourselves. But
I agree.
those toxic messages, that overly critical mindset, just keep it to yourself. There's no reason for it. You're not going to remember it next week, probably not even the next day. So going into next year, I do encourage you to be present in the moment, enjoy the build, and take a moment to respect and celebrate the one that just smacked you around a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want you to remember two more things. Again, if you're still playing this game 7 years later, I would assume you like the game in some way.
I kinda do,
And the second thing, it's okay to disagree. I recently made a Stompy video, and there was, some interesting comments in that one.
Awesome video, by the way. That Stompy video was just spitting facts. 100% facts. It's OP. It's always been, and I'm a hunter main.
It's perfectly okay to disagree and to talk about things. That's where some of the fun is. Buff this, nerf that. Maybe if this subclass had this. However, the moment that turns into toxicity and into intentional hurt, that's where the problem is. And
I agree.
even with the disagreement, if we're all adults here, that doesn't mean we still can't have a beer afterwards. Or for some of you, maybe not a beer, maybe a chocolate milk. There are, of course,
I'll take the chocolate milk. I'll take it. Maybe a beer and then a chocolate milk and then straight to the toilet bursting.
things we cannot change. With the internet, faceless people do faceless things. But as we go into this next year, I do encourage you to try to be better. Be better to each other. Be excellent to each other. Because Destiny's a wild game. It's always changing, always surprising, and we get to experience that together. We're all fans. And I want to make this video the thoughts that I've had. I personally have big plans for 2022. As we go forward into the new year, life's a little strange, but together we do have Destiny. And it's more than a game to some of us. It's our escape, our joy, our shared love. So the next time you're on, make someone's day, give a GG every now and again. You've heard my story before in previous videos. That dude just might become your best friend, Monarch and all. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Chad,
and
go
until
and
the next
subscribe
one,
to the man, okay?
I am Cool Guy.
Absolute monster. Woo! There we go, guys. I absolutely love this video. I wanted to watch this video with you guys because I feel like this is a very interesting topic. I feel like the community can learn a ton from this video, and this is the correct mindset right here. Give that man a medal, says Mark. Yeah, give it to him right now.